Welcome back to Hobby Universe Outdoors. Today, I'm going to be talking about this Frontier RT3062R Rototiller. I've had the Rototiller for about 2 years now. I've used it quite a bit. And what's unique about this one is it's the R model. So that 3062R, the R on the end, that stands for reverse rotation. So most common is forward rotation, but I knew they offered the reverse rotation. So I wanted to get that just to see if I liked it. I did some research on it and thought about it quite a while, decided the reverse rotation was going to be the way I'd want to go. Now that I've used it for a couple of years, I'm going to let you know if I'm happy I got the reverse rotation, or maybe if I wish I would have got the standard forward rotation. Some of the basic specs on this piece of equipment are that it is a Category 1 implement, and it is compatible with the iMatch quick hitch system, which I'm using here. It weighs about 668 pounds, so it is not a light piece of equipment at all. It's rated for between 19 and 60 horsepower. It uses gearboxes instead of belts or chains. It has an 8.5-inch working depth and a 62-inch working width. And like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, it is a reverse rotation on this one specifically. For when the rototiller is not in use or when it's not hooked up to the tractor, you have this little kickstand and you just pull the pin and you can raise and lower this to wherever you need it. Once I'm getting ready to start using this thing, I'll pull the pin, I'll raise this all the way up, get it out of the way, and then I can start rototilling. There's this gate on the back of the rototiller that is adjustable. Depending where you want it, you're going to loop the chain around this hook. I like mine just about touching the ground. That way when I'm rototilling and I'm actually digging into the ground, this will drag a little bit, but it'll help keep a lot of that debris from kicking out behind the tractor. You have a total of 8 rotors. Each rotor has 6 tines. To make things a little bit easier, they did provide this steel plate with a hole in it, and this is so you can hook onto it with something, maybe a strap, or if you got a chain, and you could use this to lift it safely. Before using this, I did have to cut the supplied PTO shaft to length. I had to shorten it a little bit, and I'm not going to get into that on this video. But there are other videos out there where you can see what the process is and how to determine what the length is you're going to need. And that's definitely going to be something you're going to want to do before you use it, because if the PTO shaft is too long and you don't cut it to length, as you maneuver this up and down, you could actually damage your PTO gearbox. So I've had the rototiller for a couple years, and my honest thoughts are I like it. I've had 0 issues with it mechanically, performance-wise. It's done everything I've wanted it to do. With the reverse rotation, what I was hoping was that with the tines spinning opposite the direction of the tractor, it would kick that dirt forward. And when it does that, it'll hit that same dirt repeatedly, making a much finer soil when it's all said and done. And that is what I'm getting. At least that's what I'm experiencing. With that being said, would a forward rotation do a good job? I'm sure it would. I think they sell a lot more forward rotations than they do these reverse rotations, because I had a heck of a time trying to even find one. But overall, I like to believe that I am getting a better result with the reverse rotation. If there is a downside to the reverse rotation, it's going to be when I get into maybe like a rock, like a softball sized rock. What it'll do is it'll kick that rock forward towards the tractor. And then it'll hit it again, and it'll kick it forward again, and again, and again, and again. And the only way to get it to stop doing that, I would have to stop the tractor, stop the PTO, get the rock, chuck it into the woods, and then start going again. Otherwise, it was just bang, bang, bang. So that's a little bit frustrating. But aside from that, there are no other downsides that I found to having a reverse rotation. A concern was, this tractor is a little underpowered for a rototiller of this size, so I was worried maybe it's going to bog down or it wouldn't be able to handle it. It handles it just fine. Just like anything else with these little tractors, if you work within the capabilities of the tractor and you respect that you might need to go a little bit slower and it might take you a little bit longer to get the job done, you're going to be okay. It's not a giant piece of construction equipment, and you've got to treat it, accordingly. I'm getting ready to run that rototiller right now, and it's fall here, so I'm not actually going to do any planting yet, but the idea is to rototill this section. So there's a gate up here. I'm going to go all the way from that gate all the way down to the corner, the full width of the rototiller. I'll do one pass, and the idea is in a few weeks when the leaves fall, I'm going to take a lot of those leaves, I'll bring them over here, rake them into this area, and then I'm going to rototill it again, because the soil in my yard is very hard. It's got a lot of clay in it. It's really difficult to get anything to grow very well in here at all. So the idea is, if I have those leaves in here and I rototill those into the soil, let them sit all winter to decompose, by the time springtime comes, I should have a nice, rich soil for the vegetables, the flowers, or whatever else we plant in here. Before I get started, I'm going to raise and get this kickstand out of the way. Ready to go. So this is after a single pass with that reverse rotation rototiller. But I got good depth. I'm not even near the bottom yet. So I'd say I was at least 8.5 inches deep on that, which is the working depth of that rototiller. And I just got a really nice, fine result. Got this virgin ground all rototilled. It's nice and fine. I'm just going to wait for some of these leaves to fall. I'll mix those in, rototill it again. That should decompose over the winter, make for a really nice, rich soil for those flowers and vegetables come springtime. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you like content like this and you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day.